are we?
What?
Where are we?
In CRD.
All right.
If you see that, can you see the Mustang?
Here we go. Hold on.
Hi.
Christy. Right there. All right.
There's my boy.
Got it.
Where's the other one? See? Did I tell you?
What, Andy?
So there's some files over there.
A bunch of them.
This guy right here. Staff sergeant.
That's a master sergeant. Andy?
Okay.
Shanghai, China to aid in the Chinese Civil War. They returned to San Diego in 1935 for the San Diego Pan-Pacific Exposition, and it was then that they began to gain a wide reputation for excellence in concerts, parades, and ceremonies throughout the San Diego area. Originally, the duty of a Marine band was to march in ceremonies and parades. Today, they do that and much more. This band has 6 performing units, including the marching band, which is formed in front of the reviewing area, a concert band, jazz ensemble, show band, Dixieland band, and jazz combo. The band performs at morning color ceremonies, provides honors for visiting dignitaries, and makes many public appearances throughout the western United States, including annual participation in the Pasadena Tournament of Roses Parade and the Santa Rosa Highland Games. They perform at many professional sporting events such as the San Diego Chargers and Padres games. Significant performances in recent years have been the Indianapolis 500 Auto Race, the Clio Michigan Music Festival, and the Portland Rose Festival. Altogether, the band performs approximately 400 commitments a year. The Marine Band San Diego is currently under the leadership of Chief Warrant Officer II Robert W. Grimes, Band Officer, and Gunnery Sergeant Dennis Wolf, Drum Major.
You're like the only band that gets to play in the Rose Parade every year.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, everybody else you like have to wait like
That's cool.
2 years.
Listen how good they sound, Andy. They rip. Frosty the Snowman.
That's right.
They play Jingle Bells, then when they're done, they pop back to attention. Yep.
He's wearing sneakers.
Yeah. He's a pile. No, something happens where they, I don't know, something about their boots. Yeah, something like that. Are you serious? Oh, sick, dude.
The pre-ceremony music for today's parade was provided by the Marine Band San Diego under the direction of Chief Warrant Officer II Robert W. Grimes.
Oh god, they were hot.
Were they? Sure, my arm isn't falling off.
Yeah, no, I was for just that little bit.
You know how they do that, yeah, it's bad.
You go forward, then everybody you turn right. Just like Eldorado. Five.
Major General Studs, Colonel and Mrs. Holliday, honored guests, ladies and gentlemen, welcome, and thank you for being here to share this special day in the lives of our graduating Marines. Since their arrival here almost 3 months ago, the young men of Hotel Company have been referred to as recruit or as private, but not once have they been called Marine.
Listen too much.
Today, 348 young men have earned the right to that title. By successfully completing our demanding training program, they've proven themselves both worthy and capable of carrying on the proud legacy given them by the thousands of Marines who have served this great nation in her Corps since 1775. As their battalion commander, it is my privilege to be the first to officially acknowledge them as Marines. Good morning, Marines! Many of you have traveled great distances to be here in honoring the graduating Marines of Company H. As parents and as loved ones, I know you share in their pride and sense of accomplishment, as well you should. Many of the successes that they've achieved here in recruit training are due in large part to the basic values, character, and moral fiber which you instilled in them. Our basic mission here is the making of Marines, and you parents and loved ones provide us with the basic ingredients to accomplish that mission. We thank you, and I want you to know that we appreciate your sacrifice, we appreciate your support, and we appreciate your presence here today. As many of you have already learned from letters received in recent months, the individuals most responsible for the training of your Marines are the drill instructors. Ladies and gentlemen, the drill instructors of Hotel Company have performed magnificently in accomplishing that task. I encourage each of you to show them your appreciation today by seeking out and thanking them at the conclusion of this morning's ceremony. For the wives and families of the DIs and officers of Hotel Company who could be here with us today, you better than anyone else understand the inordinate amount of time, effort, and personal sacrifice required in the making of Marines. It's because of your continued support that we were able to accomplish our mission and provide those young men with the quality of training they so rightfully deserve. And a little taller, he'll look a little older. He's undoubtedly in the finest physical condition of his life, but those are just some of the outward characteristics. You will also detect in your Marine confidence, the confidence that comes from meeting the challenges of Marine Corps recruit training. You'll also sense in him pride, a deep pride that only comes from earning the right to the title United States Marine. Because of the Eagle Globe and Anchor that he now wears, that reputation will earn him special privilege, but it carries with it special responsibility. Take the most difficult and demanding of missions and succeed. Your Marine is now also responsible to his fellow Marines, past, present, and future, to ensure that he never fails them. And I'm honored to be the first to welcome you and your loved ones into our Marine Corps family. To all of you, I wish good luck, Godspeed, and Semper Fidelis.
To the Marine Corps Recruit Depot and the graduation parade of Company H. Following the pass and review, the graduating Marines will return front and center of the reviewing stand for final dismissal. staff for today's parade is comprised of Marines from the Support Battalion of the Recruit Training Regiment. The commanding officer of troops is Major J.P. Carter. The parade adjutant is Chief Warrant Officer D.W. Kern. The marching units are being called to attention, and the adjutant's command, sound adjutant's call, will begin today's parade.
Oh, they moving now? Okay. Thanks, Christy.
Who's that dude right there?
He's a win. Where?
Marching off to the side.
I don't know.
More than 340 graduating Marines are marching in today's parade.
This guy?
For the Marines
What's that?
Company Gauge, this marks the end of the 12-week training cycle. These young men have qualified with the M16 rifle and received more than 200 hours of academic instruction. They have marched countless miles across Camp Pendleton in this parade deck and have been trained, as are all Marines, as basic riflemen. In addition, due to an intensive physical training program, their strength and endurance have doubled since their arrival aboard the recruit depot. Today, they're Marines, qualified to take their places in the ranks of the world's finest fighting organization.
What one's Rob?
It's his left.
Nope, I see.
Yeah, right. Second from the back, Christy?
No, second from the front.
Oh.
Second from the front, the first.
Okay, this should be second row.
Guy towards us.
That's Rob?
Yep, that's him.
The platoons are now being aligned from left to right in order to get them into their exact positions for the parade. Marines have been stationed at the recruit depot since 1921, when most of the buildings to your front were constructed. More than 1 million Marines have been trained here in the past 69 years and have departed San Diego for combat in conflicts around the world, including places whose names are immediately associated with Marine courage and dedication. Names such as Guadalcanal, Tarawa, Iwo Jima, Busan, Incheon, Quezon, Hue, Lebanon, Grenada, Panama, and the liberation of Kuwait. This parade deck is rich in history and tradition, and no Marine trained here ever forgets its sights or sounds. The next portion of the parade will be the presentation of the colors, followed by our national anthem. Will the guests please rise? Ladies and gentlemen, our national anthem. Thank you. Please be seated.
want to do this a little bit? Alright. Hold on a minute. Oh, yeah. It's okay. It's just battery. I was kidding.
That's right. $25.
Get over here, watch him. Just
The parade adjutant now presents the assembled command to the commanding officer of troops.
Eric, 2085. Our present, or 10-4.
and gentlemen, please join us in showing our appreciation for their dedicated service to Corps and country. Thank you. Please be seated. Ladies and gentlemen, please rise for honors to Major General Butcher.
There went somebody's car alarm.
I like saw the cannon, the explosion.
Is this the 21 cannon scene?
I'll go and explode.
Thank you. Please be seated.
12. Remain standing. How straight is his right hand is getting up.
just keep going. Nope. Look at those ears.
Those are some nice ones, man.
That's him right there, second from the front, right?
Oh, he screwed up. I'm gonna take two and rub it in his face. Does he? Yeah, he does. Yeah, he can't march good either.
Still can't march good.
Mr. Watson should teach him, man.
Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, we'd like to introduce to you the Marine responsible for ensuring the success of the difficult transition required to become a Marine. We request that the audience hold their applause until all of these Marines have been introduced. If you look toward the center in front of the reviewing stand, the company commander is Captain Michael Frazier from San Diego, California. The company first sergeant is First Sergeant Mark Scott from Detroit, Michigan. Ladies and gentlemen, if you look to your left front, the series commander for the 2081 series is Captain Thomas Sullivan from Louisville, Kentucky. The assistant series commander is First Lieutenant Donald Broughton from Syracuse, New York. The series chief drill instructor is Gunnery Sergeant Richard Smith from Walton, Indiana. The senior drill instructor for Platoon 2081 is Staff Sergeant Tony Prescott from Milwaukee, Wisconsin. He is assisted by Staff Sergeant Howard Lade from Baltimore, Maryland, Staff Sergeant Donald McDougall from Ramsden, New York, and Sergeant Raymond Torres from Los Angeles, California. The senior drill instructor for Platoon 2082 is Sergeant Victor Martin Jr. from Tacoma, Washington. He's assisted by Sergeant Mark Williams from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, Sergeant Oliver Phillips from New Orleans, Louisiana, and Sergeant Joe Morales from Scottsdale, Arizona. The senior drill instructor for Platoon 2083 is Staff Sergeant Paul Fleming from Gurnee, Illinois. He is assisted by Staff Sergeant John Grable from Wakefield, Michigan, Sergeant John City from Winter, Wisconsin, and Sergeant Kenneth Lang from Downey, California. Ladies and gentlemen, if you'd look to your right front, the series commander for the 2085 series is Captain James Christopherson from San Diego, California. The assistant series commander is Captain Daniel Masur from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. The series chief drill instructor is Gunnery Sergeant James Jackson from Indianapolis, Indiana. The senior drill instructor for Platoon 2085 is Staff Sergeant Gordon Foreman from New Haven, Connecticut. He is assisted by Staff Sergeant Dwayne Roberts from Detroit, Michigan, and Sergeant John Garrigus from Texas City, Texas. The senior drill instructor for Platoon 2086 is Staff Sergeant Leifert Ewart from Bronx, New York. He is assisted by Staff Sergeant Stephen Terosian from Boston, Massachusetts, Staff Sergeant Richard St. Amour from Plainfield, Connecticut, and Staff Sergeant Charles Garcia from Brooklyn, New York. The senior drill instructor for Platoon 2087 is Sergeant Carl Shepard from Roanoke, Alabama. He's assisted by Sergeant Glenn Chapter from Edson, New Jersey, Sergeant James Apodaca from Wells, Nevada, and Sergeant Ray Grant from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. Ladies and gentlemen, the Marines of Company H. Scores within their respective platoons. Rifle qualification consists of firing 50 rounds from ranges of 200, 300, and 500 meters for a possible score of 250 points. Please hold your applause until all of the high shooters have been introduced. Ladies and gentlemen, if you'd look to your left front, the high shooter of Platoon 2081 is Private Michael Sykes from Rockwell, Texas, with a score of 235 points. The high shooter of Platoon 2082 is Private Robert Johnson from Warren, Michigan, with a score of 239 points. The high shooter of Platoon 2083 is Private Roland Benitez from Westlow, Texas, with a score of 238 points. The high shooter of Platoon 2085 is Private James Cole from Detroit, Michigan, with a score of 240 points. The high shooter of Platoon 2086 is Private Douglas Cedarberg from Cadillac, Michigan, with a score of 242 points. Private Cedarberg is also the company high shooter. The high shooter of Platoon 2087 is Private Robert Colgin from Brea, California, with a score of 239 points. Ladies and gentlemen, the high shooters of Company H. Excels in physical fitness. The Marine Corps physical fitness test consists of 3 events: pull-ups, sit-ups, and a timed 3-mile run. It is possible to score 100 points in each event for a perfect score of 300 points. To achieve a perfect score, a Marine must accomplish 20 pull-ups, 80 sit-ups in 2 minutes, and a 3-mile run in 18 minutes or less. It is noted that each of these men have achieved a perfect score of 300 points and are designated as platoon's most physically fit. Please hold your applause until all of the most physically fit Marines have been introduced. Ladies and gentlemen, if you'd look to your left front, the most physically fit Marine from Platoon 2081 is Private Leonard Dubry from Los Angeles, California. The most physically fit Marine from Platoon 2082 is Private Dylan House from Ole, Washington. The most physically fit Marine from Platoon 2083 is Private First Class Franklin Greger from Apple Valley, California. The most physically fit Marine from Platoon 2085 is Private First Class Cole Carter from Sonora, California. The most physically fit Marine from Platoon 2086 is Private Samuel L. from Fort Yates, North Dakota. Although all of these Marines achieved a perfect score of 300 points, Private L is designated as the company's most physically fit by virtue of performing 98 sit-ups, 31 pull-ups, and a 3-mile run in 16 minutes and 20 seconds.
Oh my God.
The most physically fit Marine Platoon 2087 is Private Oscar Jenkins from Junction, Texas. Ladies and gentlemen, the most physically fit Marines of Company H. The next portion of the ceremony will be the traditional function of retiring the guidons. The guidons have been carried by the platoons throughout recruit training and are being retired to symbolize the disbanding of platoons. All similar units in the Marine Corps carry such guidons, which identify the unit and are a source of pride to each individual member. Note that the honor of carrying these guidons is bestowed upon those Marines who displayed outstanding leadership qualities, motivation, and enthusiasm, and were selected as platoon honormen. The guidons will now be returned to the drill instructors.
Starting to blink.
The men standing before you are the platoon